Up next,
on Eco Company.
Hello, Connecticut. It's the Constitution state like you've never seen it before.
First up, Fuel Cell Central.
This isn't something that might happen or that could happen. This is something that is happening now.
We're taking you inside a place that's fueling the future with green tech.
Plus, meet some high school students who are building it green. Not to mention building their future careers while they're at it.
I would love to do this type of work. It's really fun, it's easy, and I like it. I like working hands-on.
And being a good neighbor isn't just about loaning a cup of sugar anymore.
We're with the Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge here for the lighting visit.
Well, come on in.
Well, thank you very much.
It's also about doing your part to help save energy. And these guys are helping one community do just that.
Eco Company
starts now. Hey gang, Eco Company is taking things on the road this week.
We're coming to you from the Constitution state.
We're talking Connecticut.
Also known as the Nutmeg State.
And this is the capital in Hartford.
They're greening things up around here, and we'll show you how, coming up.
But first, did you know that Connecticut is the leader in fuel cell technology?
It's a clean, green energy, and we're checking it out. You've heard of fuel cells powering cars. Clean, green power that's zero emission. But did you know they can also power a whole lot more? And by a whole lot more, we mean power plants.
This isn't something that might happen or that could happen. This is something that is happening now. It's current and it's real.
Neil Aiello is giving us the scoop at Fuel Cell Energy in Torrington, Connecticut. It's where they're building these giant boxes packed with shiny objects. And yep, we're talking fuel cells. So fundamentally, what is a fuel cell?
Fuel cell is a very clean way, very environmentally friendly way to produce electricity without the combustion process.
Here's how a fuel cell works. You take hydrogen and oxygen at a high temperature, cross it past electrodes, and presto, out comes electricity. And the best part? You also get water and heat out of the deal. But there's a big difference from the ones they're manufacturing here and the ones used in cars.
We make our own hydrogen from natural gas or biogas. We can run on any fuel, any carbon fuel.
Cars, on the other hand, don't make hydrogen, and that's why they need these. But the basic idea is the same. What makes this clean energy?
The fact that it's an electrical chemical process, we're not actually combusting the fuel, we're directly converting it into electricity.
It's a 360-degree turn from using fossil fuels.
Currently, the norm for producing electricity is what you would call it maybe a large coal-fired plant that might make 700 megawatt of electrical production. Problem is, it's burning coal, it's polluting the air.
This plant makes the fuel cell modules. It's a process that takes a lot of precision and automation.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If it doesn't fit right, then it's not gonna come out right.
Anthony Frankel makes sure things run smoothly, and that includes keeping an eye on robots. How heavy is one of those plates right there?
Well, the actual fixture is about 250 pounds, approximately. So, yeah, it's pretty heavy.
All right, best that we leave it to the robots.
Yeah. You don't, you don't want to be hauling that around.
After you get the fuel cell assembled, it heads here. So this is the final assembly. Can you tell me what's going on right here?
Sure. This is the area where the cell packages that we saw being made earlier will come. They've had all the components assembled into them, and they're ready for stacking.
They compress a bunch of fuel cells together, like this. And in the end, you've got a tower of fuel cells ready for action. How many fuel cells are in it?
We have 400 cell packages in each one of our fuel cell stacks.
Okay, and what kind of energy does that produce?
This stack here will produce 350 kilowatts, which is about enough energy to power 200 houses.
So what if you want to generate for more than 200 houses?
Well, come on and I'll show you.
Okay.
All right, so you asked for more power, here it is. We'll take 4 of those stacks and put them inside one module, and then you get 4 times the power.
So
So all those stacks go into something that looks like this. This is a module.
Yeah, this is our C1400 module. It produces 1.4 megawatts, which is roughly 1,200 average size homes.
Put a bunch of these together, like you see here, and you get small power generation.
So you can take these modules of 1.4 megawatts and team them up into fuel cell farms.
So what are we looking at here?
This is a remote connection to a fuel cell power plant in South Korea. It's producing 2.8 megawatts of clean energy as part of an installation in South Korea that's the largest fuel cell installation on the planet.
It's clean, green energy, and the sky's the limit.
If it's environmentally good, can't go wrong.
I want the message to be that they're here now, they're real, there's no need to wait, there's nothing left to wait for.
It's the future at our fingertips right now.
Hey guys, we're back in Hartford, Connecticut, a state that's greening things up. Connecticut's Department of Energy and the Environment Commissioner, Dan Esty, is here to tell us about it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on our show. We're really excited to have you.
Well, we're excited about what's going on here in Connecticut.
All right, so what are some of the things Connecticut is doing to go green?
Well, we've started by bringing energy and environment together in a new department that's going to try and look at how we move toward a clean energy future, address environmental problems, and connect that all up with making the economy stronger, creating jobs, particularly green jobs.
So we have the Capitol building right behind us, and you guys are part of the Green Capitals program. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
We think that the Green Capital program, which is an attempt to really show that we've got capital cities that are green and are trying to do things in an environmental way, is the wave of the future. And we want to make sure that Connecticut's right up there with the other states, in fact, out in front if we can do it.
So can you tell us about some of the eco-friendly things within the Capitol?
We've made a big commitment to energy efficiency, to really trying to ensure that we've got better lighting, better heating, air conditioning, better insulation, important commitment to better windows, all of which brings down energy consumption, our carbon footprint. But we also have got a commitment to our water use. We've got a roof that helps carry the water away, allows us to recycle and reuse that water.
So let's talk a little bit about young people. What role are young people playing in this effort to green up cities?
Well, we think young people are the key to success over time because it's the young people that are going to carry this agenda, who need to get trained up in the engineering skills, the science skills necessary to make the breakthroughs that we want. We're really committed to innovation, to new thinking, and to breakthroughs in technology. And it's almost always young people that carry that agenda forward.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we're very excited to be here in Connecticut.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you.
When it comes to going green in the Constitution State, adults aren't the only ones who are doing it. Up next, meet some high school students who are building it green.
The carpentry department built the foundation of the house, built the whole house, and the electrical department wired the house, put up the solar panels.
Not to mention building their future careers while they're at it. And later, how to be a good neighbor and save energy at the same time.
Great, my name is Dave, and this is Jeff.
How you doing, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
We're with the Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge here for the lighting visit.
More Eco Company is coming up. Welcome back to Eco Company. We're coming to you from the great state of Connecticut, and this is the state capital.
A living roof with native plants like the one they have here is a great way to go green. They also harvest rainwater and store it in a cistern under the ground and use it to water the plants.
There are a lot of other things you could do to build it green, as these high schoolers you're about to meet show us.
I'm Mary Moran, and I'm the principal at Goodwin Technical High School. Our mission is to not only give students a high school diploma so that they can pursue higher education, but to also have them leave here with a trade skill, able to go directly into the workforce, into a job that pays well. This building comes into play because this was the opportunity for our students to actually create from scratch a building that encompasses brand new technologies, and they got the opportunity to install them from ground zero.
My name is Giovanni Montavo and I'm 17 years old. We basically did the rough construction, the siding, the roofing, the framing in the inside.
So how long did it take to build this whole house?
It took about 4 or 5 months to get done with all the help from all the other carpenters too.
The carpentry department built the foundation of the house, built the whole house, and the electrical department wired the house, put up the solar panels, and wired everything inside. My name is Anthony Lopez. I'm 17 years old, and I'm from the East Goodwin Electrical Department. I had a really good experience working with my fellow classmates. We got to bond a little bit more. Like you said, it was a little bit nerve-wracking at first being on the roof, but as soon as everybody started getting comfortable, we started learning how to help each other out and really work as a team.
My name is Paul Jarvis, and I am 17. We wired in the solar panels, and the team, I think that overall we did work as was a well team. You know, we got the panels up very fast. You know, we practiced a lot, and I think it was just a great project, and I wish we could start over again.
Yeah, I feel like I could do this with my eyes closed, you know.
You built a roof on the ground, so you could do it on the ground first before you attempted to go up on a roof, a real roof, and put it in. My name is Bruce Angelosic. My role here is to guide the electrical departments in all the technical high schools in Connecticut, to guide and teach the younger students for the green market, and hopefully hire some of those students in the future.
So why are solar panels an eco-friendly way to get our energy?
It's an eco-friendly way because it uses the sun. The sun's here every day. It won't go nowhere. If it does, well, obviously we're in trouble, but it helps. It's free energy. You can save money on your electric bill, and you just rely on the sun.
So how many panels did you guys put in?
We put up 9 panels, 3 on each side.
Okay.
Each panel produces roughly around 24 volts, and since there's 9 panels, it produces about 216 volts altogether.
So these solar panels aren't directly feeding the lights, they're kind of saving the energy that's coming in from the sun?
Yeah, the energy that's coming from the sun is going to an inverter.
Well, this is the inverter that the line coming down from the solar panels, they create what's called DC power, which is direct power, and changes it into AC power, alternating current, which will make it so we can use the power in the house, like for the lights and the fan and all the different types of things that pull the power from the panel right here. And right now we're creating 208 volts from the actual panels on top.
So tell us about the different kinds of lights in here.
Well, this is an LED light bulb, and they call it a light-emitted diode, and it's a very bright light bulb and has a longer life band. And this is also a incandescent bulb. It's a floodlight, but it's an incandescent bulb, and it's just showing you how different it could be or energy efficient. Obviously, you can see one's brighter than the other, which the wattage might be higher, which shows you how more efficient it could be. All right, this is a CFL light bulb, and it's almost like a fluorescent light bulb. It has mercury in it, and you can see how it's very dim than the other ones we saw before. That's because it's more efficient than using a regular incandescent light bulb or using a light-emitted diode or LED light.
Right. Okay. So it doesn't use more than it needs to.
No, it's a lower rated light bulb, so it doesn't use as much. So in the end, you use less electricity, so you save.
I think it is very important that we teach the younger generation about solar and the electrical field. And it is an electrical position, and hopefully these young students will come out well educated, and we can hire them on today's green workforce.
In the future, I would love to do this type of work. It's really fun, it's easy, and I like it. I like working hands-on.
It's very, very gratifying to see what our kids can do.
I have to say, every time I come to this building, it makes me feel like wow, I did that, you know. Especially with the teammates, and you know, obviously I had people help me. But you know, it's a great thing, you know, looking at a big project like this and having the self-satisfactory of, wow, I did this and I'm only 17.
Our children live in the world we give them, so I want to give them a better place than what I came in here with. And if we can get these kids on the right track and get them motivated in the green energy and renewable energy and the solar, we can really take hold of Connecticut here.
So, how green is your neighborhood?
Up next, how these guys are taking matters into their own hands.
This map represents all the people who have signed up for clean energy.
They're getting their whole town on the bandwagon. More Eco Company is next.
Who doesn't love good neighbors?
And who says that neighbors have to live right next door?
A program called Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge is bringing people together all across Connecticut.
It's an effort to green up homes and save energy.
Meet the crew behind Neighbor to Neighbor, eco warriors with one thing on their mind:
Bringing down our CO2 emissions and slowing down global warming.
And they're doing just that by helping the rest of us wise up in the energy department. What is the Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge?
Okay, so the Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge, we actually won a grant from the U.S. Department of Energy to run an energy efficiency pilot in the state of Connecticut.
And our goal is to help residents reduce energy consumption. So we're working in 14 towns throughout the state, and our overall goal is to reduce energy consumption by 20%.
Has everyone uploaded all their documents into Dropbox? Anything that you created in the last 8 months?
Jessica Bergman with the nonprofit Clean Water Action Team helps organize the program.
Well, the core itself, we're all recent college graduates. We have a pretty young team, so it's really exciting for us to be involved in a program like this.
They're from all over the U.S., but share a passion for helping the planet.
In school, I really wanted to figure out how to go green. It's kind of hard to know what to do, but after some basic reading, found out that Connecticut had this great opportunity, and energy efficiency is really one of the best ways to make a difference.
So what's one of the easiest ways to green up your energy use? Switching out these. Evan, this is a lot of light bulbs. Tell me where these are from and how you collected them.
Well, this is quite a few light bulbs. After we complete a lighting visit, we bring them all back to the office to recycle. This is probably from between 10 to 20 visits. And overall, I think we've done about 150 visits, so we've changed thousands of light bulbs.
This is a lighting box.
And as Anastasia Roget shows us, a bulb isn't just a bulb around here. Okay, let's go through these 3 different types of light bulbs, starting with this one.
This is your traditional incandescent bulb. It's the least efficient bulb that you can have now in the market.
All right, let's go into this one, the middle one.
This is the compact fluorescent bulb, which is 70% more efficient. And then most efficient is the LED bulb, which is 90% more efficient than your incandescent bulb, but it's a little bit more costly. And actually, you can see that they all have really nice equivalent warm light outputs.
Today, Jeff Crawford and David Mayer are braving the rain to head to Portland, Connecticut. It's a town that's already doing a lot when it comes to saving energy. First, Selectwoman Susan Bransfield tells us about its Clean Energy Task Force.
They're volunteers in our town. They're people that are very committed to the whole concept and the living of clean energy.
This map represents all the people who have signed up for clean energy.
We're very thankful to the people that serve on our Clean Energy Task Force, and we're very proud of ourselves because we learn from neighbor to neighbor. We learn from each other how important it is to have clean energy and to be so ecologically knowledgeable and live it as well.
Hi Thatcher family, you guys are greening up your households. Are you ready to have those energy experts come in today?
Yes.
All right, well I think they're outside, so it's time to get started. Now, the Thatcher family is doing its part.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Great. My name is Dave, and this is Jeff.
How you doing, Jeff? Hi, Jeff.
We're with the Neighbor to Neighbor Energy Challenge here for the lighting visit.
Well, come on in.
Well, thank you very much. Where do you use the lights the most?
The visit starts with a chat around the table. And then it's time to take a look around.
So we have 5 what look like 60-watt incandescents, and we're definitely going to make sure to change those out. Oh, you already have a CFL, so great.
Now for the switcheroo.
Let's go. Overall, it was a successful visit. We changed 11 bulbs.
They found a couple of areas that we can improve on, and hopefully it'll contribute to some more savings throughout the year.
So Jesse, what do you think about your family going green?
I think it's a really good improvement on how much we have to pay and all that, because it takes a lot of power to have the air conditioners and all of our lights on at night. It's really nice to know that my parents don't have to pay that much anymore.
It's actually the first step in the energy challenge. Really what we focus on is major upgrades such as insulation, windows, more efficient furnaces, because this is where you're going to see the most significant savings in the home.
So what do you think of those people coming in today and changing all these light bulbs for you?
I think it was awesome. I mean, we really needed that, quite honestly.
All right, you guys are all done. All the light bulbs are changed. How do you feel?
Good.
Brighter.
A little brighter, a little lighter in the pocket.
Yes, and better for the environment at the same time.
Yes.
Why do you think it's so important that young people are involved in this sort of clean energy movement?
I think it's really exciting because energy efficiency isn't something that you think of as being fun and sexy. I think it's really important because people look to us as influencers. So if we're excited about it, we can get our parents and our friends all invested in making a difference.
It's a challenge these guys hope all of us will take on, one light bulb at a time.
That's it for this week.
Thanks for tuning in to our adventures around the Nutmeg State.
For more segments from our show, head to our website at eco-company.tv.
We'll see you next time
on Eco Company.